My dearest one, I'm writing to you tonight because I see you. I see you in the way the light falls tired across your face. I see you in the heaviness you carry in your shoulders, in the way your breath has become shallow, rationed, as if even breathing fully might cost you something you can no longer afford to give. You've forgotten how to rest, haven't you? Not because you're careless, not because you don't know better, but because somewhere along the way, you learned that stopping meant falling behind, that stillness was the same as stagnation, that rest was a luxury reserved for people who had already earned it. And you, dear heart, you never quite feel like you've earned enough. So you keep going, you keep pushing, you keep running on fumes and willpower and the fading memory of what it felt like to wake up without that knot in your chest. But I need you to hear this. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world on a body that needs sleep. You were never designed to bloom in every season without winter's rest. Even the earth, in all its vastness and strength, knows when to lie fallow. Do you remember what it was like before? Before the exhaustion became your baseline, before the tiredness seeped so deep into your bones that you stopped noticing it was there. There was a time when rest came naturally to you. When you were a child, perhaps, and you would fall asleep in the car on long drives, your head against the window, trust spilling out of you like light. You didn't question whether you deserved that sleep. You didn't audit your day to see if you'd done enough to warrant the closing of your eyes. You just rested because you were tired, because your body asked, because that was enough. What happened to that knowing? When did rest become something you had to earn, something you had to justify, something you had to squeeze into the margins of an already overflowing life? I think I know. I think it happened slowly, the way most forgetting does. It happened in the praise you received for pushing through, in the gold stars for perfect attendance, the admiration for pulling all-nighters, the applause for being the one who never says no. It happened in the messages whispered by a world that mistakes exhaustion for dedication, that confuses burnout with ambition, that has somehow convinced us that our worth is measured by our productivity. And so you learned. You learned to override your body's signals. You learned to silence the voice that begged you to slow down. You learned to distrust your own tiredness, to see it as weakness, to push past it again and again until pushing became the only way you knew how to move through the world. But here's what I want you to know. That voice you've been silencing, it's not your enemy. It's not laziness. It's not failure. It's your body trying to love you. It's your nervous system trying to protect you. They're trying to tell you that you need rest the way they need air, the way they need water, the way they need the sun. Your tiredness is not a flaw in your design. It's a feature. It's wisdom. It's your body's way of saying, I have carried you so far, and I need you to let me recover so I can carry you further. Think of it like this. Imagine a river that never stops flowing. At first, it seems beautiful, powerful, unstoppable. But without the seasons of rain to refill it, without the quiet of winter to restore its depths, eventually that river runs dry. The stones at its bed become exposed, cracked in the sun. The fish that once swam freely struggle to breathe in the shallow pools that remain. That's what happens when we forget how to rest. We run ourselves dry. We crack in places we didn't know could break. And the life that once flowed through us so freely becomes barely a trickle, barely enough to sustain us, let alone nourish the world around us. I know what you might be thinking. You're thinking about all the things that need you, the responsibilities stacked like dishes in the sink, the people depending on you, the dreams you haven't achieved yet, the goals you are still chasing, the version of yourself you think you should be by now. I know. I know the world doesn't stop just because you're tired. I know there are real demands on your time, real people counting on you, real consequences to stepping back. But here's the truth. You can't pour from an empty cup. I know it's a cliche. I know you've heard it before. But cliches become cliches because a lot of them are true. And this one is true in a way that matters desperately right now. The work will still be there after you rest. The goals will still be waiting. The world will keep turning. And you will be able to meet it all with more presence, more patience, more energy if you let yourself refill first. You're not abandoning your responsibilities by resting. You're not betraying your dreams. You're not letting anyone down. You're doing the most responsible thing you can do. You're making sure you'll still be here tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. Can I tell you something else? Rest isn't just about sleep, though sleep matters desperately, and you probably need more of it than you're getting. Rest is also about releasing the grip you have on control. It's about letting yourself be held instead of always being the one holding everything together. Rest is sitting in your garden and doing nothing but watching the way the light moves through the leaves. It's taking a bath without your phone, without a podcast, without needing to make the moment productive. It's saying no to the invitation without offering an elaborate excuse. It's leaving the dishes for tomorrow. It's letting the laundry sit unfolded. It's lowering your standards from perfect to good enough. From good enough to just enough. From just enough to this is where I am today and that's okay. Rest is permission. Permission to be exactly where you are. Permission to be you. Permission to need what you need without apology. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Imagine that you keep going exactly as you are, running on empty, pushing through, telling yourself you'll rest later, later, later. Where does that road lead? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to wake you up. Because I've seen where that road goes. It goes to bodies that break down in ways that force rest upon you. It goes to relationships that wither from neglect. It goes to dreams that feel hollow because you're too depleted to feel joy when you finally reach them. It goes to a life that looks successful from the outside, but feels like survival on the inside. Now imagine something different. Imagine that starting today, you begin to remember. You begin to listen to your body again. You begin to honor your need for rest the way you honor your other needs. You begin to build a life that has space for you in it. Not just for your productivity, not just for your usefulness, but for your whole tired self. What could you become if you were rested? What could you create from a place of fullness instead of depletion? Who could you be if you stopped trying to prove your worth through exhaustion? Here's what I believe. I believe that rest is an act of resistance in a world that profits from your depletion. I believe that choosing to rest when everything in you has been trained to keep going is one of the bravest things you can do. I believe that your rest is not selfish, it's sacred. It's the way you honor the gift of your one precious life. And I believe in you. I believe in your capacity to unlearn what the world has taught you. I believe you can remember what your body has always known. I believe you can come home to yourself, to the rhythm that's true for you, to a pace that lets you breathe. I can't promise that it will be easy. The guilt will rise up. The fear of falling behind will whisper. The voices that told you to keep going will get loud. But underneath all of that noise, there's a quieter voice. It's been there all along, patient, waiting. It's the voice of your own deep wisdom, and it's saying, you can rest now. You can stop. You are allowed. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down, not when you've finished everything on your list. Right now. I'm asking you to take one deep breath. Fill your lungs all the way. Hold it for a moment. Now let it go, slowly, completely. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw unclench. Feel the way your body softens just a little. That's rest. That's the beginning of remembering. And then I'm asking you to do one small thing today that honors your need for rest. Maybe it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's canceling one thing from your calendar. Maybe it's sitting outside for 10 minutes with nothing to do. Maybe it's asking for help. Maybe it's just acknowledging out loud, I am tired, and that's okay. Start there. Start small. Because rest, like everything that matters, is a practice. It's not something you do once and check off your list. It's something you return to again and again until it becomes as natural as breathing. I want you to know that you're not alone in this forgetting. So many of us have lost our way. So many of us are running on empty, believing the lie that we have to earn our rest, that we have to be worthy of our own care. But we're waking up. We're remembering. We're reclaiming rest as our birthright, not a privilege. And there's a space here for you in this remembering. A space where you don't have to be anything but tired. Where you don't have to perform or produce or prove. Where you can simply be held. Come back to rest, dear one. Your body is waiting. The part of you that remembers how to simply be, it's still there, underneath all the doing and striving and pushing. It's still there, and it's calling you home. You don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to change everything at once. You just have to take one step toward softness, toward stillness, toward the rest you've been denying yourself. And I'll be here, believing in you, cheering you on, holding space for your tired heart to finally lay down its burdens and remember what it feels like to rest. With so much tenderness, someone who understands.